Hello and welcome to the current Year 11 students who are thinking about their next steps post Year 11 examinations. This is a little video just to explain one of the extra subjects that we have available here at Canon Slade Sixth Form, and that is A-level Geology. We do have other subjects that you won't have had a chance to study as well, such as psychology, sociology, and even politics, as well as things like PE, level 3 BTEC. So do have a look at what else is available that you haven't had a chance to study before with us, and make an informed choice by coming to our open evening and discussing it with the subject heads. But if you're thinking at the moment along the lines of you're enjoying science, so it's predominantly aimed at students who like sort of triple award science or double award science, you're in one of the higher sets. If you like that kind of problem solving nature of science, and you also like aspects of physical geography and understanding the earth, then geology may be a subject that you'd like to do. So I've taught the subject here at the school now for 10 years, and we have phenomenal results. The vast majority of our students, out of quite a small class size, would end up going off to university to either do geology or geophysics or something related to science. So lots of parents and students ask, well, what is the big difference between geology and geography? And simply put, geography is the study of the earth and its processes and the impact that has on people and the population, where geology is more the science behind why the earth works the way it is. So if you prefer a more critical, evaluative approach to the earth, then geology could be for you. So for instance, one of the big topics at the moment in the subject is climate change, and how geologists are actively working out in the field to try and solve the issue of climate change and work out what's happened to the climate in the past. That's all been recorded in the rock record and the ice layers. And really, climate change is geology in action. If you've been watching any of the new David Attenborough series, again, straight away, that is geology. So if you're interested in climate change, solving the climate crisis, you might want to come and do the A-level with us. What you would need is an inquiring mind. So you have to actually, be interested in the sciences. And what you'll get in return is obviously a science A-level, which will be counted as a science, whether it's Oxford or Cambridge or any of the Russell Group universities. So lots of our students that take the geology, maybe they've got medical career in mind, and they might want to do a third science A-level. Geology might be the third, that counts for a science A-level to get them into medicine. Same thing with the dentists, also with engineers and people like that. They're picking up science, sometimes a third or a fourth A-level, just to make sure that geology kind of like gets you that extra round of science qualification, which other colleges don't always offer, and also some of the schools won't be able to offer. So it makes your application unique, and it teaches you to, in a way, to think critically. That's what geology is, really, a critical thinking subject. So with the study of the earth, with a study about why processes work the way they work, and trying to use the present is the key to the past principle to work out what's happened in the past and how that might then happen again in the future. So entry requirement wise, you're going to need to have some basic understanding of science and maths. You'll need a minimum of a 5 in maths and English to qualify for the course. There is some extra statistics and maths on the course, nothing to be afraid of. We teach all that from scratch. And there's a heavy science component, so elements of physics, chemistry, and biology. If you're choosing a subject to go well with geology, I'd recommend geography, especially physical side of geography, and one of the other sciences, if not two of the sciences. If you're not a geographer and you want to do maths with it, that'd be fantastic. Or even something else totally different, like technology or psychology. I've had students do all these combinations before. You need not have done the GCSE with us. You just have to be interested in the earth around you, and maybe be interested in the big climate change debate that's happening at the moment. So I want to show you this little PowerPoint slide, which will tell you a little bit more about the A-level. Like I said, we offer the GCSE and the A-level, but you don't have to have done the GCSE to qualify to come and do the A-level with us. And it is a facilitating science subject. So that means at A-level, every university, including Oxford and Cambridge, will count geology as a fourth science A-level. In terms of what you'll study, in year 12, we do all the basics. So we do things like the elements and mineralogy section, some of the igneous processes. We look at volcanic prediction in that. We'll look at how sedimentary structures form. how the sedimentary record tells us about what's happened in the past. We'll look at mass extinction. We'll look at all the metamorphic petrology, how like rocks and structures can change. And then we'll look at some simple paleontology and evolution of life, as well as deformational tectonics and structures. In the second part of year 12, we'll look at geological principles and laws. These are the big ideas in geology. How do we know how the subject works? So in terms of teaching you the concepts, such as uniformitarianism, which is the present is the key to the past. We'll look at reconstructing things from the rock record. We'll look at basic map work and map skills using 3D thinking and cross-section drawing. And we'll also then do a section on earth structure and tectonics. Because we're a science A-level, we also have practical techniques and fieldwork. And one of the highlights for most students is the fieldwork. We have a residential at the end of the year in June, which is a compulsory visit where we do need you to attend. There is a price to that. It's usually around about sort of 380 to 280 to £300. It is 5 days. It will include all of your transport, all of your accommodation, all of your teaching materials, waterproof notebooks, field kit. And it's a really valuable experience to live away from home for that time and really immerse yourself in the subject and see where geology was born. You're going to walk on the famous wind sill, get into the bowels of an ancient volcano, as well as actually walking on the ancient ocean bed that was once between Scotland and southern Britain before the two parts of the plate were fused together. So we do a whole load of field work, and it'll be a real eye-opener for you. In year 13, we then look at past processes and products. So we're looking at all the Earth's surface processes that we looked at in year 12, but adding the detail that you need for year 13. We then look at mass extinction again and past life, and how evolution's happened. And we look at past climate and the climate change and how we know that's happened throughout geological time. We then also look at Earth materials and resources, look at metals, look at all the ore resources. We look at then coal, oil and gas, how we map and survey for those. And then around about Christmas time in year 13, we start a section on geohazards. So tsunamis, mass movements and earthquakes. You know, how do we know that over 1 million people will probably be killed in your lifetime within China? How can we make such a prediction? How can geologists do something about that? And then we'll look at civil engineering, how we design landfill sites, dams, big construction projects, and we'll use BS geological maps to help us with that. We'll then also look at detailed paleontology and dating techniques, statistical techniques. So there's an element of maths comes in here in the third year, in the second year in year 13, sorry. And we'll look at statistical methods and working with data sets and fieldwork data sets. We also do a unit called Geology Lithosphere, which is plate tectonics, understanding different plate boundaries, understanding why some areas are active on the planet and other areas are less active. And then the final part of that is then really finishing off the teaching of the lithosphere and then trying to apply it to maps and cross sections and making sure that you're fully aware of how all of this fits together in 3D. So that's a very brief course overview. If you've got more questions on the course, please do drop me an email. My email is j.folger@canon-slade.bolton.sch.uk. We'd really recommend you apply to come and do geology A-level. Like I say, the fieldwork opportunities are phenomenal. We have been to Iceland before. We'd like to offer that again in the future. We want you to be part of this course because this course will actually help you pull all your sciences and geography and other A-levels together. So if you like to think outside the box, you like to work practically, you like to work in a small class size, you like to work in a specialist room with other like-minded people, geology could be for you. So please consider it. Come and speak to me at open evening. I'll give you some more insights in terms of what geology actually does, but it's a really critically thinking A-level. Even if you're not thinking of going into something related to geology, the thinking skills that you learn from it, you will take away for the rest of your life. So thank you for watching this little geology clip. Please do email me, like I say, if you've got any more questions, and I look forward to seeing you on Thursday for the open evening. And best of luck if I don't see you, and geology might not be your thing. Best of luck with your revision for your examinations and the forthcoming examinations in the summer. Thank you very much, Year 11, and I'll see you hopefully Thursday.